taking on the Washington Wizards. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for San Antonio, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan is up there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in the 3-spot.
There are certain things, guys, that you can always count on in life. Death, taxes, and, of course, the Spurs winning 50 games in the regular season. Happened for the 16th straight season last year.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
The Wizards shooting their first free throw this game.
And last year, the Wizards at time played excellent team basketball. I mean, it seems like every time a shot went in, it was coming off a pass to find the open man.
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
I tell you what, fellas, you might not see another one like that one for a while.
Green passes to Duncan. Gortat with the block. Here's Beal. And the rejection by Leonard. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. The Spurs have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. And Parker, here we go. Kicks it to Aldridge. Gortat with the block.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Back to Wall. And he makes good on the layup.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
Green with the block. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Leonard dishes to Parker. Back to Leonard. Will it go? Offensive rebound. Green. The second chance effort. And he's able to get it back. And that one's good. For Washington, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Nice ball movement by Washington. Beal with it. Now Green defending. Morris, no good. Spurs trail by 4.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra. Usually, if he gets to the rim,
wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure. Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Nene, he's checked in for Morris. Dudley comes in for Otto Porter Jr. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Bradley Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Count that one.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Parker kicks to Green. For the three. And the rebound goes to Nene.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Outside for Thornton. Dudley the best to Thornton. Duncan with the block. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. The drive by Green. Three-pointer. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. Here's Thornton. The rebound by the Spurs.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Not a fan of those kinds of passes.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. They're up by 3. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And when you consider how the Wizards are doing, guys, your thoughts?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Jared Dudley out there with Garrett Temple. Then it's Nene in the center. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
Leonard, no luck.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact. And you mentioned the Wizards and their defense last year. They had the second best field goal percentage defense in the league. The only team that was better, the NBA champs, Golden State.
Here's Beal after the basket by San Antonio. Beal with a screen on Leonard. Clock at 6. It's Wall with the drive. Beal from long range. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
And guys, more on that Wizards defense last year. They clogged up the middle well. Third best in the league in points in the paint allowed. They also were great at stopping fast break points. Top 10 in the league in that regard.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Gortat's checked in for Nene. Markieff Morris comes in for Jared Dudley. Porter's checked in for Garrett Temple. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Beal dishes to Gortat. Porter with it. Now Green defending. Wide open look. Tries again. Duncan with the block. But they get it back. And Morris throws it down.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
So it's Washington now after the basket by San Antonio. Here's Beal. Fires from the corner. Sessions, no good. And here's Green outside. Shot is off.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Now here's Parker. 6 points for him. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Gortat. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Duncan. Offline with his 3.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
And that one's good. Sessions.
They're hovering around 50% for the game in 3-pointers. That's pretty good. But they've really elevated here in the second quarter.
2 points.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
The Wizards have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. It's not really a surprise at this point, but the Spurs were in the playoffs last year. 18th consecutive appearance.
Yeah, they weren't in that usual top 3 spot, though. Although, had they won the last game instead of being the 6th, they could have been the 2nd.
Right.
Didn't have that home court advantage, and as they went up against the Clippers, it really cost them in that 7th game.
Here's Green, following the bucket by the Wizards. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And finished off by Porter.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And so Sessions nails both of them. Here's Aldridge. And that's not going to go. So and we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. Bradley Beal having a dominant impact in this one.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Bradley Beal having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Leonard in the small forward. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The Spurs shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. Oh!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Wizards timeout called.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. Nene, he's checked in for the Wizards. And San Antonio with the change here too. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Last season at both sides of the coin for the Wizards, started out very hot, but then just could not keep it going.
Well, you know, the start was extremely hot. 19-6, which tied a franchise best, that record. After that, though, they played close to 500 ball the rest of the time.
Here's Morris. And there's Beal. That's good on the assist by Morris. And that's now 11 points here for Beal. Green against Beal. Parker outside. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
That's straight up Showtime stuff right there, baby. Major highlight reel material.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
John Wall. Garrett Temple has checked in for Porter. That one is no good.
And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
Here's Nene. And that one is stuffed right through.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly. They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Spurs only used their preferred lineup less than half the season, but still a strong campaign. 22 games played with the starting lineup of Parker, Green, Leonard, Duncan, and Splitter.
And, you know, the Spurs will go on to use 23 different starting lineups, Kevin. That would be the 5th most in the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Jared Dudley's checked in for Morris. Thornton comes in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Tony Parker.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
And that one's good. Temple's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist. Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, the score has a lot to do with that. Their overall effort and execution has been elite.
And here's Thornton outside. Cannot hit. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. The drive by Green. Good.
Okay, that's more like it. A nice job here in the second. I mean, their field goal percentage is way up compared to what they did in the first half, where they shot a very low percentage. It actually was just above 30%. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
And Temple kicks to Sessions. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Sessions has got 9.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Gortat's checked in for Nene, and Porter subbed in for Garrett Temple. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots. Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
No luck that time either. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. Green with the block. Here's Duncan. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Washington out in front, up by 16. We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Porter is out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Gortat in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound. Just a little too aggressive.
And unnecessary. That's over the top. That's doing too much, Greg. He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Wall with the steal. And the shot is good. Wall's got 11 points here in just the second half. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Wizards.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Gortat, the pass to Porter. Nice ball movement by Washington. And the slam dunk by Wall.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
Enjoy seeing that kind of bounce out of that spot on the floor.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Markieff Morris is checked in for the Wizards.
Wizards ball.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Outside, Wall. Just 4 to shoot. Nice D from Aldridge. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
And they will call over the back on the play.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound. Just a little too aggressive.
And unnecessary. That's over the top. That's doing too much, Greg. He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
Washington ball.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. Just 5 to shoot. Beal. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. So last season, the Wizards fell off just a bit in the second half of the year. Still, Greg, very competitive at home.
Yeah, and their strong play at home helped them weather that storm, Kevin. I mean, they ended up going 29-12 here at the Verizon Center.
2 points.
And that one's good.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
And they're going to have a hard time climbing back into this game if they continue to defend like that.
And, you know, that 29 wins mark at home for the Wizards, third best in the East. That team really likes shooting the ball here, as they were a top 5 3-point percentage team in this building.
Leonard attacking. Morris with the block. Here's Wall. Rebound San Antonio. Duncan's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
2 points.
And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Green. And that's 11 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Wizards.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution.
2 points.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
I tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he got away with maybe not picking up the tee. And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Pass to Sessions. Back to Thornton. The Wizards working the ball around now. And Hickson throws it down.
And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook.
Outside, Green. Puts up a 3. Off target with that shot. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching.